Hello, fellow students. Uh, Today we will discuss the Israel-Palestinian conflict. This is a new initiative. We will discuss the news of international affairs which have been in news for the last 1 week. So let's get into it. Uh, to understand what is going on in the Israel-Palestinian conflict right now, we must first understand what happened and why is the situation as it is right now. So the issue dates back to mid of 19th century. In 1947, UN adopted a resolution, and this resolution talked of a partition plan in which Palestinian state was to be formed within the Israel state was to be formed within the Palestinian region. In May 14, 1947, Israel was created, which led to first Arab-Israel war. In this war, Israel ended up winning and ended up displacing over 750,000 Palestinians. And the territory was divided into West Bank, Gaza Strip, and Israel, which you can see on the map here. And this is the Israel. Now, following the war, there was a lot of disturbance within the region, and countries like Egypt, Syria, and Jordan they entered into a mutual defense pact, in which if Israel attacked any of the three states, they would come to each other's rescue. In June 1967, Israel preemptively attacked, starting a 6 day war. Now, there were some news of Egypt doing something on its with its air force, and on the basis of that, Israel attacked Egypt, and this was the 6 day war that we talk about. In this war, Israel made huge territorial gains. It took Sinai Peninsula and Gaza Strip from Egypt. It took West Bank and East Jerusalem from Jordan, and Golan Heights from Syria. 6 years later, Yom Kippur War, which was basically a retaliation by all the three states, where Egypt, Syria, and they together launched a surprise attack on Israel. But there was no real conclusion from this conflict as well. Finally, in 1979, under Camp David Accords, a peace treaty was signed, which ended the 30-year conflict. Now, this conflict had continued for 30 years. However, this conflict did not talk about what is going to happen to the Palestinian citizens who were living within the Golan Heights and Gaza Bank, Gaza Strip. West Bank and Gaza Strip. So in 1947, there was an uprising in West Bank and Gaza Strip, which is known as First Intifada. Now, this uprising was by the Palestinian people, which followed in 1993 in Oslo Accord, which had set up a framework for Palestinians to govern themselves. In 1995, they built upon the existing accord, which mandated complete withdrawal of Israel from 6 cities and 450 towns of West Bank. Now, in 2000, issues like grievances over Israel's control over West Bank continued. So they again launched a strike which is called Second Intifada, which lasted until 2005. During Second Intifada, Israel ended up building a barrier wall along the West Bank in 2002, which many international organizations had opposed, but Israel did it anyways. In 2006, Hamas, which is a militant organization, this gained control over the Gaza Strip. Now, this has had implications because Hamas is a militant organization and which has a very hard line against Israel. Following this, in 2014, a series of rockets were fired in Israel. Now, since the idea that rockets are fired from Gaza Bank into Israel, this happened in 2014, 2018. It's also happened in 2021, and we have seen recent instance in 7th of October in 2023 as well. So this is a kind of tactic that Hamas uses to overwhelm the Israeli air defense system. In 2000 and during the Trump administration, Abraham Accord was signed, which was a couple of years ago. Under this accord, both UAE and Bahrain had normalized their relationship with Israel. Earlier, only Egypt and Jordan were the two Islam nations which had normalized the relationship with Israel. But under Abraham Accord, the number of these states were increasing. And this thing was going on, and in 2023, October 7th, a huge attack was launched by Hamas over Israel, all through land, air, and water. It ended up killing over 1,300 Israelis and over 240 were taken as hostage. Now, this is a big attack, following which Israel announced that complete siege of Gaza. Now, this is the situation so far. Now, on an everyday basis, we see articles like these. Israel tank pushes into heart of Khan Yunis after renewed US backing. Or Israel says prepared for long flight at UN Gazan exodus to Egypt. And so on. So, it becomes very overwhelming. Whenever you pick up the newspaper, you have to go through the whole article. But starting today and as of now, you don't have to read them anymore. We'll just go through what were the updates in the last 1 week, and a lot of it is not really required also. Just keep an overview about what is going on, why it is going on. So in this renewed US backing, what is the renewed US backing? So basically what US did was, Biden administration, it allowed for this, it approved for the sale of emergency sale of over 14,000 rounds of tank ammunition, which was basically 106 million worth, to Israel, stating that it is in the US national security interest. Now, US president has the power over under which, in the garb of US national interest, national security interest, they can act like this and basically bypass the Congress. Further, we see that Israel says prepared for long. So all the international organizations like UN and WHO, they are constantly monitoring the situation, and they have been raising some flags over the poor situation in which the Palestinians are living, which have been removed from their houses. Some data says that over 85% of the Palestinians have been dislocated. I mean, they have been ousted from their houses and they are living in refugee camps. This creates a situation of hunger and malnutrition, also a situation where disease may happen, disease outbreak may happen. So, what are the international organizations doing? UN proposed uh, a humanitarian assistance ceasefire, which was vetoed by US. So, following which, the same resolution was then passed in UNGA with 153 out of 193 voting in favor of this. So, UNGA resolution don't hold similar ground as the UNSC resolution do, but it acts as a moral pressure on countries like US and Israel to act. And in the last article, we see that US urges Israel to scale back Gaza attack. So what is happening? So what they're saying is that Israel should continue to pursue Hamas, but non-stop bombing over civilian targets should stop. This is the situation as of now. This war seems to it may seem to continue for another couple of months because Israel has vowed that it will completely eradicate Hamas from the region, which can be difficult. So we'll keep tabs on the same issue, and I'll make sure that we can discuss this same topic in future.